All right, guys, here we go. Part three. Today we're gonna focus on OTGs, which is an acronym for off the ground, and flying screen. Now, this might be a little bit more lengthy than the other videos. There's a little bit more to go over here, and you might think, well, how do those two things relate to each other? And we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So again, I like to preface this uh, with the new audience in mind. So, maybe you guys are coming from a Marvel 3 background where OTGs function a little bit differently than they do in Marvel 2. Now, in Marvel 3, OTGs weren't rollable. You couldn't roll out of an OTG, right? If there was a move that it had an OTG property, you were guaranteed to always get the pickup. It doesn't work like that in Marvel 2. Now, let's look at the side blade assist, right? Side blade causes knockdown, and you can OTG with any move that hits on the floor. So I can do that. I can do this. I can even do a fierce if I want to, like that, right? Now this is what we call soft knockdown in Marvel 2. Uh, Soft knockdown can always be rolled out of. So I'm gonna put the dummy on tech roll, and we're gonna do a side blade call. See how the dummy rolls because it's soft knockdown. So I'm gonna try to OTG with the tri jump roundhouse. See how I missed? Tech roll stops the guaranteed follow up there, right? Now, uh, flying screen is considered what we call hard knockdown. So what does flying screen look like? It looks like this, like that. When the screen shifts and you can't do any special moves, that's what we like to call flying screen. So Magneto can do this by doing fierce, and you get flying screen where you're really close to the opponent. And the rule in Marvel 2 is any jumping that's two or more hits. Once you launch the opponent, you're always gonna get flying screen. But if I do one hit, I won't get flying screen. So yeah, two hits causes flying screen. One hit does not. So that's kind of like the general rule. Now there's ways around that. You can break that, but for now let's just focus on that, right? So what does that have to do with OTGs? So when you have a hard knockdown situation off of a flying screen, the opponent can't tech roll. They're forced to take the OTG. So in Magneto's case, we're gonna do launch, fierce, dash down, fierce, roundhouse, and the roundhouse is going to OTG like that. The opponent cannot roll out of that scenario because it is hard knockdown. That means the opponent's inputs are locked out and they can't roll. So they have to take that. Now you get Magneto's patented five fierce combo there, and you go for mix ups. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Whoops. Wow. Okay. Uh uh Dash over side blade. Okay, that's a mix up. That's a cross up, right? Sorry, my hands, my hands aren't the greatest. So yeah, let's just move forward. You have soft knockdown, which is a regular OTG hit, or you have hard knockdown, which is a flying screen. So if you want a combo to always guarantee you a OTG, you have to find routes off of flying screen. Now, there's one other thing that we can discuss, which is the OTG juggle. Yeah, there's a specific type of OTG off of soft knockdown. So if you time your OTG attack just correctly, right before the opponent hits the floor, it's not really considered an OTG. It's considered a juggle. So technically, you're hitting them while they're still airborne right before they hit the floor. So In Max Side, in the case of Max Side, you can do things like short side blade and OTG with a light kick, and the opponent won't be able to roll because you're timing it in a juggle state. So it's gonna look like this. You see how he wasn't able to roll there? And that's just time. That's just a timing thing. If you play the game long enough, you're gonna be able to get that timing down where the opponent can't roll. Now, if I delay it and I wait, my OTG is gonna miss. So again, this takes some practice, but when you get good enough, it's just gonna become second nature, and they won't ever be able to roll out your OTG. So yeah, that's the basics on OTGs, guys. Yeah, a little lengthy video for this part, but hopefully it explains a little bit of the combo engine to the newer players, and it shows the differences between games like Marvel 3 compared to this old game Marvel 2. Um, Me personally, I like the system better. Marvel 3 was a lot of just launch 1 2 3 4 knockdown into OTG, do it again. You get a little bit more leniency this way, I think, but that's subjective. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next part, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.